Huck, the remarkable true story of how one lost puppy taught a family and a whole town about hope and happy endings. By Janet Elder. Narrated by Karen White. Copyright 2010 by Janet Elder. This unabridged audiobook is published by arrangement with Broadway Books, an imprint of the Crown Publishing Group, a division of Random House Incorporated, and was produced in the year 2010 by Tantor Media Incorporated, which holds the copyright thereto. Chapter 1. I embraced a lot of talismans when I had cancer. A pair of pink and white antique-looking earrings a close friend brought from Paris. A delicate gold bracelet with a single charm inscribed "Life" from a woman I hardly knew who said she admired my bravery. A purple bear holding the word "Mom" my son Michael gave me when he visited me in the hospital. A note from my brother-in-law scribbled on yellow-lined paper quoting one of the many doctors I had seen who asserted, "You will be cured." I kept my lucky charms near me, brought them along to doctor's visits, stared at them in the middle of the night, and held tight to them when I felt vulnerable. But no talisman was as powerful as a dog named Huck. Michael said it took him only 7 years of begging to get a dog. For as long as my husband Rich and I could remember, every year Michael's letter to Santa began with a young boy's heartfelt yearnings for a dog. "I just want a puppy to love," he would write in block letters. After years of finding everything under the Christmas tree except a dog, the letter to Santa still asked for a dog, but an increasingly disappointed Michael would add parenthetically, "Even though I know I won't get one." Michael was relentless in his lobbying effort. When he was 10 years old, he had learned how to give a PowerPoint presentation in school and showed off his skills at home with a special creation for Rich and me entitled "My Dog." With Michael seated at the desk in his bedroom and Rich and me standing behind him, one photograph after another of smiling children and playful-looking dogs passed across the computer screen, interspersed with outlines of his case. One page, entitled "An Amazing Animal," had bullet points like, "You can always get a hug from a dog when you are feeling sad," and "The most loving animal ever." Another page said simply, "A childhood without a dog is a sad thing." The presentation had the desired effect of breaking our hearts. Michael sat there smiling, proud of his accomplishment and certain he had made a convincing argument, asking, "Did you like it?" I was ready to cry, but I was not ready to get him a dog. Michael's obsession with animals in general, and dogs in particular, was my own fault. Somehow, from infancy, I had filled his childhood with endless images of pets, real and imagined, and he fell in love with each and every one. His earliest friends were the cuddly stuffed animals who shared his nursery: Geoffrey Giraffe, Sammy Squirrel, Mama Duck and Baby Duck, and Snuggles, an enormous golden retriever large enough to take a nap on. Before Michael was born, while Rich and I were waiting for 9 months to tick by, we went out to buy a teddy bear. After rummaging through every neighborhood shop without finding the perfect playmate, we headed downtown to New York City's Cathedral of Toys, F.A.O. Schwartz. On our way into the store, we shook hands with a tall man dressed like a toy soldier in a red jacket, blue pants, and a high black hat, standing sentry and greeting customers before they passed through the glass doors. Once inside, we nuzzled bears of all shapes and sizes: black bears, polar bears, panda bears, bears that looked a little too real, and others that were dressed like farmers or clowns. We laughed a lot, and finally took home the irresistible, soft, sweet-faced brown Fuzzy, to be renamed Shashi by Michael some years later. We had hoped Shashi would be Michael's closest compadre, the kind of stuffed animal that moves from bed to closet to attic, but never to the trash. But Shashi the bear did not turn out to be Michael's favorite. Shashi took a back seat
Sample complete. Ready to continue?